ISIS remains on the doorstep of Baghdad as the world watches to see if the city and a government will fall. But it would seem those on the ground are not nearly as worried as we are. And then there's another rise of Al-Qaeda. I'm Ed Berliner. This is where we question everything. Midpoint is next.
This is part of the security belt around Baghdad, only 13 miles from the international airport. The line of defense is an earth berm and sniper shield, guarded by a battalion of Iraqi soldiers camped on the dusty plain.
Car bombs and mortars anew fly in and around Baghdad. The city America paid to protect in bullets and bodies remains on the ISIS radar. Yet the chairman of the Joint Chiefs doesn't see this city or this government falling. Is it possible the tide is indeed turning against the phony Islamic State? And are suicide attacks a sign of desperation? Let's welcome back to Midpoint, Professor of Middle East Studies at Florida Atlantic University's Department of Political Science, author of Salafism in Lebanon. Dr. Robert Rabil joins us today. Dr. Rabil,
thank you. It's always my pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
It's my pleasure and my honor.
We are now hearing about suicide attacks in Baghdad. Is that a sign of desperation? Because people swear that we're actually doing a good job keeping ISIS away from Baghdad.
As a matter of fact, it has been a pattern. The suicide bombing, it has been a pattern for quite some time. And since ISIS took control, I have seen more attempt to carry out suicide bombing. Now, I saw the news and I have something to highlight here. What you have, yes, I agree with the general who said he doesn't believe Baghdad is gonna fall. Really now, the attempt of ISIS is to disrupt the upcoming Ashura holidays for the Shia. It's extremely important. And this is why I think I would like to go further into Baghdad or to manage to go within the Sunni area of Baghdad and try to carry out as many suicide attacks as possible. Let's not forget, in the past, this is exactly what Al-Qaeda had done. So I see a similar pattern there.
But it's the same playbook, no matter how we look at it.
It's the same playbook, and now what you have, they are backed by ISIS, who is really on the outskirts of Baghdad. 12 miles from Baghdad.
When we look at what they are doing right now with ISIS, we get these reports that I talked about here at the top of the show. Reports coming out saying that there are captured Syrian jets and they are forcing pilots to do airstrikes for them. Now, these are reports, but we've had the American government, CENTCOM, the Central Command, basically say absolutely nothing to it. Wouldn't this be, though, just a tremendous jump? We hadn't really thought before that this was a group that knew about air power, so something here doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like it's real.
All right. You are absolutely right in that you had conflicting reports about what happened. I looked at different sources in the Arab media and at Turkish media and Iranian media, and this is what came up. You have some kind of a consensus that indeed, you know, ISIS has taken over 3 air bases. One, Jarrah, this is the most important in the countryside of Aleppo, the other one in Raqqa, and the other one in Bukamal in Deir ez-Zor. And indeed, they took control of 3 planes. And some people in the countryside of Aleppo, they saw and they believed that you have the former bassist general of Saddam Hussein are training ISIS to fly those planes. But really, you have to consider this. These are old planes. Let's not forget that. And United States know the airport. So if United States tomorrow would go and bomb the airports, where they're going to fly the planes? So this is where, you know, it's more, I think, for ISIS, it's more of promotion, it's more of
propaganda?
Yeah, propaganda, to say, listen, we are here, we are doing, we are staying. And from the literature they are putting out, we are going to face what they call the last and final crusade. And not only we are going to defeat you, we are going to defeat you, and then we are going after you where? In Rome. This is what they are saying. Given that, you know, the majority of the people there, they are Christian and they are fighting them. So are saying, after we defeat you there, we are going after you and we are going to defeat and seize Rome and all of you.
You just said something, though, last and final fight. because the little bit that I know, there are these groups that know when they're being beaten, they know when their end is coming, and they will launch that final all-out war, the suicide bombs, attacks. Are we getting to that point with ISIS?
It is now. It is now, according to ISIS now.
According to ISIS?
Yeah, not according to us. For them, it is the hour. They consider it, this is the hour. You know, the final hour, this is the final confrontation, and they are calling on many people to go, and many people from other Salafi jihadi organization to join them, so as to defeat what they call us, the Crusaders.
Isn't it fair to say, though, a lot of these final battles are never really the final battles?
No, of course not. Of course not. And I believe ISIS now, it's going to be curbed. I don't know about destroying it without troops on the ground. And I am not for troops of the ground, American troops of the ground. So let me repeat that. So probably it's going to be degraded. And we'll take it from there.
I only got about 30 seconds, but then we'll take a break, come back. What do you think about the fact that we need to do a better job with the Kurds? We need to get really behind them?
Well, we are behind them. We could be more behind them in that if we put pressure on certain Arab countries, especially Turkey, to support them, especially in Kobani. What's happening in Kobani really is not right and is not fair for the Kurds and what's happening against ISIS. And Kobani now is emerging as a resistance city. Really, you have a city, a Muslim city, that is standing against the ISIS and telling, listen, you know, we are standing there against you. And I would like to see more pressure to help the Kurds.
Hold that thought then, because we're going to come back to that on Turkey as well, right after this on Midpoint, where we question everything.